Now let's work on the other composite type, which is the comp template SCN for this scene. As you see, the composite template on a scene level is a scene level task for the whole scene 3, and it will have access on everything that we may expect to see in this sequence. So we can load whatever we want, or we can load everything and we can configure everything. We configure our mats, we configure just anything we want. Let's take, for example, shot 1. And first thing, of course, we want to set our task to in progress. I don't want the camera. Let's just start with render layers. When I do load dependencies, as usual, you will see that we are getting all the available passes for this shot, and but notice that because this is a scene level task, Seneferu will not set the frame range for the shot. It will use only 1 second, which is 24 frames for the range until we start working on the shots. And as usual, here is the shot node, which can be used to switch between the available shots. So now when we build a setup using this, and let's say, for example, we want to make the dress of the lady any other color, we want to tweak the skin tone, whatever. We can make some glue for the fires. And once we finish that, then we can publish this as a template for all the shots. Anyway, there is nothing special here other than what we explained in the previous shot composite, but all what we just want to do now is to maybe create just any right node here, and let's give it any name .exr. Then let's assume that this is our comp template. Then all what we need to do now is to just publish this template. I am just assuming that I created some cryptomats and color grading and whatever. Then this template will be used to composite all the shots later. Then in the compositing of the shots, what is going to happen that when we composite the shots, we will just have to do only the minor tweaks that we want to do on per shot basis if we have something like that. Like, for example, if there is some roto or whatever that will be done on a per shot basis, then that's what we are going to do. But in the template itself, if we are doing some color grading and things for our layers here, then we have to do these gradings and switch between the shots to make sure that we are applying what we want and that what we are doing is working as expected for the other shots as well before we publish the template for the whole sequence of shots. So once this is done, then this also includes the setup of the renders, by the way. So I created here this right node. Maybe we can, if we want each shot to output like low-res version of that into QuickTime or something, we can also create it here before we publish the composite template of the scene. Once this is done, then we can publish the composition. Now just let's have a quick look on how the shots are going to happen. none of them will be here before this is approved. Let's go to, this is assuming that we have published a preview, and after reviewing these things, then when he approved this and we got the final approval on this, then as you can see now, all the compositing shots that is ready to start will come to me because they are assigned to me. So the system is telling me that these are ready to start, so I can start working on them. And by the way, this is here that what we made before. This we can review it here. This is the shot that was submitted to the farm for rendering. Then we can, let's say that this is approved. I cannot approve it here because this is not the this is the final approval. Now when this comp render is approved, it will actually notify the editor that his editing task, here we go, it's telling me because I'm assigned on the editing, on the VFX edit, the system is telling me that the comp render of this shot has affected my, my edit. In other words, I need to revisit this edit to load the new rendered shot to place it in the correct place as building up our edits. So I will just keep it as it is for now, and I will keep the task to revisit, of course, because this information about every shot I'm rendering, it will be here for the editor as a reference. So when he starts working on this, he will see all the updated assets to update them. And by the way, this happens also it happens also to the composite when the render layers that is coming from the lighting is updated. So let's go to my tasks. Now I have composite shots. Let's set this to in progress. Now we can just load dependencies for the shot. We can blindly keep everything selected actually. What's going to happen is that whatever is available for this shot in our template will be there, and whatever is not existing, it will look like a broken layer. For example, if this shot doesn't have all the passes that were coming from the comp template, then it will be broken. Say, for example, that this shot doesn't have one of the layers that we used in the comp template, it will look as broken. And if there is anything or any additional render layer here that was not existing in the imported template, then it will be loaded and merged with these files. It will be merged with the comp, I mean. Because what Seneferu is actually doing is that the production manager first loads this, then starts loading whatever comes after that. If he found that this render layer is already loaded in the template here, then will not load it again. So for example, if I now do load dependencies, nothing's gonna happen because he always see that this is already loaded. So all what we need to do now, since we have everything ready, and notice that when we set this to in progress, to current, then the the frame range of the shot will be configured automatically to the range of the shot itself. Then all what we need to do now is to, if there is anything minor that we need to do in the shot itself, of course we should do it, then we can just click on publish. So let's do that. Let's go on a frame where we can, let's publish here and let's take a snapshot. Then, as usual, this is going to ask us now if you want to submit this to the farm for rendering. I will say yes, submit it to the farm. So that's it, and it turns into processing. So this is how easy it's going to be when compositing any other shot. Now all what I need to do the other shot is just to set it to current, set it to in progress, and click on publish. Now we finished shot 2 as well. Notice that you don't need to do anything, no file names, nothing, because Seneferu will take care about anything else for you. It's just we set the task to current. This have automatically set the information or corrected the information on this node, and accordingly that switched the shot to shot 2. Let's say let's go to shot 3, which is actually, I think that there is something missing of the dependencies. That's why it's not visible here, maybe, or not assigned to me. Let me check. So shot 3, yeah, it's actually not assigned to me. That's why I'm not seeing it, and I don't receive notifications about it. So now it's telling me that it's assigned to me. Then I should be able to find it here. Then when I set it to in progress, to current, this automatically updated this to shot 3 and switched the whole comp to 3. And now all what I need to do is to just click on publish. This will publish shot 3 as well. Then now the 3 of them will be on the farm for rendering, and each one of them will be rendered in the proper frame range according to what the production manager found that was suitable for the edit by checking the edit for the proper range of the frame range of the shot. The reason why the production manager, by the way, is looking for the frame range from the edit, not from the database, that sometimes what is there in the edit, you might have 2 different versions of the edit, and the editor is using different frame ranges from the same shot. So the production manager takes the most reliable range based on the task context that you are currently running. For example, if this is comp/30-second option, maybe we have 2 edits. One edit is 1 minute for, let's say, TV commercial, 1 minute, and the other one is 30 seconds. Sometimes the editor might be using a different frame range for both of the 2 shots. In that case, the comp 30 seconds should take this frame range, and comp only, which doesn't have subcontext, will take the frame range from the other one, and so on. While the database itself will have only 1 frame range. That is not always what we want, especially if we have a situation like a complex scenarios like this, where we will have different comps for the same shot, because we have two options for it. For example, this is one. If when I was working, this is something outside that you are not seeing, which is the production manager was giving me a warning that he didn't find this shot information in any edits before, so that he's getting the frame range from the database itself. The reason why we didn't find any information about the shot, because this is actually fully CGI and we didn't publish any storyboard, we didn't publish any previs, we didn't publish any edit for any animatics or anything, and that's why the production manager didn't find a suitable edit to take the frame range from it. Accordingly, he took the frame range from what we have made manually in the database, or to be more specific, that was not even manually, but that was generated when we published the animation layout of this scene. And for your information, the publish that you did are now is submitted. As we said, it will go to comp renders, and these will be in your revision list. So you can review what you rendered, and you can check if everything is as expected. You can, for example, select all of them and click on this, then this will generate for you, like you can play them as a sequence better. So these now are your the comp renders that you did. Then you can now pass them to for art approval and approval. Actually, I'm seeing all the approvals here, but if for regular users, well, you will not see the approvals here. You will. This is just for reviewing that everything is proper before you before the supervisors can review it. So if there is anything needs fixing, broken frame, or something that needs to be re-rendered, then you can go to the render manager and or ask the render wrangler to do this. So you can go to that frame and restart it. Then when you restart the frame, the publish will automatically take the new rendered frames and will ingest them to the system, and will overwrite automatically the frame that was corrupted, in case if you are fixing a corrupted frame. But of course, if you want to render a new version of the layer, then this should happen by publishing another version of the comp, which will automatically will produce another version of the comp render. And by the way, if when you are doing your comp, now it's closed, so it will look like this. If you found that any of the render passes having something wrong, you can click on it and add a note on it, and you can say that whatever, something like this is blah blah, and you can take a snapshot from what you are talking about, and you can for example paint on it and say something, then submit it. Like, for example, I wrote a note to myself here that this shot was having a problem, so I placed this note with this attachment, and I was explaining here what was the reason behind this, that the render recover caused this issues of the render of this frame that needed re-rendering. Then the cool thing that the note that you place here, notice that this task, the rendering task, is owned by the render wrangler, not the lighting artist who made the shot. But the cool thing that when you place a note here, both the render wrangler and the lighting artist will know about it. If it's something that requires re-rendering the frame, then the render wrangler can just take care of it. If it's something that involves the lighting artist, that for example one light is causing an issue, or there is something wrong, there is noise, or there is something like that, then the lighting artist will be seeing the same exact note, because this process is configured to share the notes with the lighting task, so the lighting artist will see the same note. So for example, if I go to, since it's me, then if I go to lighting, and it was shot 1, I'm seeing here the same exact note that was placed on the render. And by the way, nobody can approve the lighting and nobody can approve the comp. What approves the comp is the comp render. When the comp render is approved, this will automatically approve the comp. And when the comp is approved, it will automatically approve the lighting. So the comp and lighting are tasks that nobody can approve them manually, but the results that came out of them should be approved. Then if the output of them is approved, then they are approved. So that's it.